Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgie Man and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about My Dress Up Darling chapter 88. So, why did I think about this week's chapter? I personally adore this week's chapter. I thought this chapter was a lot of fun and very wholesome, and we got a bunch of the high school dynamic that we haven't had since forever. Because I mean, like last time we had that, it was pretty much during the school festival arc. And it was just fun seeing, Marin's friends again, as well as just the interaction of Gojo and Marin being at school and just kind of, wholesome interactions, and why not. Now, before we get into this week's chapter, I just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Dress Up Darling anime and manga content going forward in the future. I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. It really helps me out a lot, and like I said, I would really appreciate it. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with that being said, let's get into this week's chapter. So the chapter starts off where pretty much we see Gojo. He's in the beginning phases of preparing the cosplay, and we see that he shows Marin a blueprint pretty much of everything that he's gonna do with the pretty much the whole engineering behind the outfit. And we see that Marin, she's like, whoa, like 4 pages, this is insane. And Gojo just it's typical Gojo fashion. He outdoes himself constantly and he strives to become better. So pretty much as he shows these blueprints to Marin's just he's explaining to her how all the details and why not. And Marin, she doesn't understand anything that's happening, but she's just like, okay, yeah, that's cool, I guess. But it's so funny because you see a panel of just Gojo with this whole summary. He wrote a whole essay about this particular outfit, and like I said, it's just pretty funny, and why not. And continuing with that on, we see that Marin, she's starting to realize man, I wanted to confess to him in the coffin party, but we haven't had, that much time. And right now he seems like he's very focused in this cosplay, for him to get this outfit ready for me. And so I don't think it's the right time for me to confess to him just yet. So, you see Marin struggling right here because she's like, man, I really want to confess to him, but the time isn't right. Now, we know that Marin wants to confess to Gojo, obviously. And, she starts even though she's feeling down about it, oh man, I wasn't able to confess. She starts thinking well, maybe I could do it in Christmas. Christmas is coming up because she overhears some students talking about Christmas Eve and why not. So she's thinking maybe I should ask Gojo, tell him my confession at Christmas Eve. And she goes and asks Gojo hey, what are you doing for Christmas or whatever? And he's like, oh, I'm not doing nothing, I'm just gonna probably be finishing up the the cosplay outfit. And Marin's like, oh, would it be cool if I come over? And Gojo, he's just like, yeah, sure, it's fine. Now to Marin, she's like, whoa, he wants me to spend Christmas together, this is a big deal. And I think that there's gonna be some conflict and a huge misunderstanding when it comes to it, because to Gojo right now, he's totally focused in finishing this outfit, and knowing Marin, she's gonna think okay, well, he obviously wants me to spend Christmas with him. So I think there's gonna be a disconnect where she, to her is gonna be something special, me and you are spending Christmas together. And to Gojo, he's gonna be pretty blind about the whole thing, and he's probably gonna be just think yeah, we're it's just another day me and you are spending together. It's nothing too crazy. And I think that's gonna plant the seeds for Marin to just either spill it out, just be frustrated to a point where she just tells Gojo I love you, pretty much. Now that's what I'm guessing, but we don't know, and we won't find out for a while. But I wouldn't be too surprised if that's what ends up happening. There's a whole thing that goes down in Christmas Eve regarding Marin telling Gojo obviously the confession, but it might not just be a typical confession where she's I love you. I think she'll get annoyed or mad at the fact that Gojo didn't see through why Marin would be excited to spend Christmas with him. To me, that's my guess of what might happen. But like I said, it's just a guess. We don't know, and we won't find out for a while. But continuing on, we get to pretty much Gojo and gets to see, his friends, a couple of the friends from the school festival arc. And we see that, he's just vibing with them, and he's like, hey, what's up, man? And he's like, where are you going? He's like, oh, I'm actually gonna go buy some supplies. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna, for this cosplay, I gotta go do this. And they're like, oh, okay. It's I can eat, because they wanted to eat with him, and he's like, I'll catch up with you guys. I can eat with you guys later. And then you pretty much see that he was gonna meet up with a friend, and that friend ended up being Akira. And you see that Akira, she's like, hey, what's up? Like, I'm here to drop off the supply. And Gojo's just like, oh, thanks. Like, I really appreciated that you know, in your day off, you do this. And she's like, no, don't sweat it. It's all cool. Like, you know, I'm here to help you out. And then he's like, yeah, I already finished this amount of stuff regarding the, you know, the props and all that. And Akira's like, oh my God, you already got that done? He's like, yeah. I was like, wow, you're not playing around. Now, what I found hilarious was that Shiki, one of Gojo's buddies, he ends up being like, you know, simping over Akira. Like, he just looks at her, and, you know, Akira just says like, hey, like, how long have you been waiting for me to Gojo? And like, this dude is already like simping for Akira. He's like, whoa, this, like, you see an arrow in his head, and, you know, the heart, all that stuff. So you know he's 100% simping for Akira. And to top it all off, then he starts like talking so much to her. He's like, hey, my name is so and so. I'm 16 years old. And he goes in, like, he's very excited, and he's just like, yeah, I want to get to know you. And then Akira was like, he's like, what's your name? And he's like, no comment. Like, she's just like, I'm not gonna say. Like, she's just like, yeah, this guy, completely simping right now. I'm not with that. So I thought that was hilarious. Like, I just love that little gag that was happening where this guy is just like fanning over Akira is hilarious, because knowing her, because it, you know, like, it comes full circle where Gojo, you know, he's like, yeah, Marin's gonna go with us to the cosplay convention. If you guys want to come along, that'd be cool. And then Akira's like, wait, my princess is here? And then she looks around, and she sees Marin, like, because she's peeping behind. She's like, you know, minding her business, like, trying to like disguise herself. And Akira looks at Marin and is like, oh my God. And she starts sweating, like, you know, she starts freaking out, because to her, that's her princess. Like, that's her, you know, idol, quote unquote. And I thought it was hilarious, because like, and wholesome as well, because Marin's just like waving at her and like, hey. And Akira's like, oh my God. Like, she's just fangirling. He's like, but doesn't she hate me? What do you mean? Like, and then Gojo just goes like, no, like, don't say that. She loves you. You're her, you know, her #1 fan, quote unquote. So like, I thought that whole section was just 100% wholesome, and it was very funny, because then you see that Shiki starts getting mad, because he's like, what? Like, why is she, you know, freaking out over Kitagawa? Like, what does she have that I don't? Then we see the guy's thoughts, where he's just like thinking like, oh my God, how is this goddess, like this hot chick, you know, like fangirling over Kitagawa? Out of all people, Kitagawa, really? Another moment that was great was where pretty much you see that they're gonna go out to eat, which they do. And we see that, you know, Marin is eating, and she's just munching on her food. You know how Marin is. She's having a delightful, you know, she's having a delightful time eating, because she's still in her diet because of the, you know, the modeling gig and whatnot. But she's eating these delicious meals that, you know, they're healthy and they're alternatives to her other desires when it comes to food. But she's enjoying them to the fullest, and she's just eating, and, you know, she's grubbing, and she's eating like a pig. Then we see pretty much Shiki just give like Marin the dirtiest looks, and he's like, why you? And then Marin's like, dude, what's your deal? Like, what did I even do? Like, and that's how the chapter ends. It's just like, you know, a wholesome little moment slash, like, it's just like, you know, typical high school hijinks, and it's great, because like, because he's just calling her like, Marin, you're eating like a slob. Like, he's just, you know, hating on her, because, you know, like, he sees this hot chick in Akira, and he realizes that Marin, you know, Marin is the one that Akira's like fangirling over instead of himself, you know, like. So it's just typical high school behavior. It's just funny, and overall this chapter was very fun. It was very funny and very wholesome, and, you know, the high school setting of, you know, the My Dress Up Darling has always been great ever since the school festival arc. I thought that was a really wholesome and awesome section of the story, and you know, I was just cool seeing all the homies back, you know, the two guys and Gojo, and, you know, the hijinks with Akira, and, you know, now she has a #1 fan. So I think that's hilarious how she herself sims for Marin, and now she has a simp. So it's hilarious, especially because she's very cold, and, you know, everybody's like, how is she freaking out over Marin? Like, because she's very cold and collective and very chill. But overall, I really enjoyed this chapter. I thought this chapter was amazing, and I cannot wait to read the next one, you know, because I know where we're heading to in the story, which is going to be a confession at some point, either at Christmas or maybe beforehand or after, who knows. But if I have to put money on it, we're hitting the end game sooner than later, guys. So we're almost there. We just gotta, you know, hold on tight, and we'll almost be there where we see the Giga Chat Gojo and the Queen Marin, you know, hopefully be together. But with that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was all right? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more My Dress Up Darling anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.